a Sunday. I do believe it's just about 11:11. Feeling pretty good this morning. Got my cozy coat on because it's a little bit chilly, but it's about time to get the blood moving with a little stretching and strengthening. Get into some productivity. And so, yeah, I'm here to do a little quick body check to kick that off. And as usual, I invite you to join me if you feel like it, to whatever degree you feel like it. I'm going to start with just a little hip swaying, pushing into each side. Get things moving a little bit. I'm going to bring my attention into the bottoms of my feet and just root myself into the center of the earth. Do a little shaking it off through the shoulders. Shake it off in the mind. Root myself into the earth and hang myself from the sky. Let's just do a nice and slow roll down. Checking in with the spine all the way past the waist to the hips. Relaxing the belly, relaxing the back, just letting the spine unwind a little bit. Letting gravity do the unwinding. I'm going to bend the knees, swing these arms back. Come into a bit of a counter stretch, lifting the eyes, lifting the hands, lifting the chest, pushing the hips forward, and then coming back to central or neutral. Swan dive down, this time with a relatively flat back. Again, from the hips, coming all the way down toward the ground. Just giving a nice releasing breath there. I'm going to give myself a hug, pulling up in the pelvic floor, back in the abdomen, left elbow over right, bending from the waist now, pulling these shoulder blades apart, maybe giving a nice little squeeze to the shoulders, arms, and then releasing all that again from the hip. Shaking out the head. Let's come over to the left a little bit, and over to the right a little bit, back to the center, and then another self-hug, this time right elbow over left. Again, pulling up in the pelvic floor, back in the abdomen, bending from the waist, rounding the spine, tucking the chin, pulling the shoulder blades apart. Releasing all that again from the hips. Letting go as the head and spine and belly just hanging from those hips. And I'm going to roll up, stacking one vertebra on the next. Still just warming up the spine, checking in on the whole body. Let's do a little jiggle wiggle. Let's do some big arm circles, breathing in on the way up and exhaling on the way down. You can add the knees. The other way. Nice and deep inhale and just relaxing and letting go. One more big circle. Releasing all that. Shake that out a bit. Shake out the hands. Let's do some little circles with those hands on wrists, just stretching the fingers. Checking in with the arms and hands and fingers, and you'll get to the toes. Shaking that out. I'm going to tailbone under, looking for a perpendicular line with the hips to the parallel feet, pulling forward with that back hip a little bit, back with this forward hip a little bit. Bring the arms up, making sure not to crunch up in those shoulders. And then I'm going to explore this outside plane, giving a nice little twist through the torso, bringing the focus past each set of fingertips a couple of times. Trying to do that without falling over. I'm going to slide that back foot back on the toes. Bring this left arm on the inside of the right leg for a twisting side triangle, gazing up past those right fingertips. Giving all those internal organs a nice little wringing out. I'm going to bring this arm around to increase that twist, reaching for the opposite hip, gazing out past that opposite heel, or the one in back. I don't know if it's opposite. And then unwinding all of that, bringing this hand on the outside of that front leg, straightening that leg for a forward fold. Aim my chin for toes, and then forehead for knee, and then chin for toes. Just draping the body over that front leg, forehead to knee, and chin to toes again. Bringing weight onto those hands, bringing that front leg back to meet the back leg, pressing back through the palms, through the spine, tipping the tailbone toward the back of the head, pressing those heels toward the floor. I'm going to bring the body forward, lifting the chest, keeping those legs together, lifting the eyes, lifting the chest, dropping the belly. Trying to remember to breathe and smile. And then lifting those hips, pressing back again through the palms to a little bit deeper downward facing dog this time. Pressing those heels down. And then swinging that left foot forward in between the hands. For a nice deep lunge. Just enjoying the stretch of that. Giving that a little bounce before I step forward with that back foot. Hanging here in forward fold again. Just releasing the spine, releasing the neck. Releasing the shoulders and the chest and the belly. And then bending the knees, swinging the arms back. Coming into a counter stretch, pushing those hips forward. Lifting the eyes. Lifting the chest. Coming back to central or neutral. Shake that out a little bit, and I'm going to step back with the right foot. Again, into a moderate lunge, tipping the tailbone under, looking for a perpendicular line between the hips and the parallel feet. Pressing that back heel down. Bringing the arms up, making sure not to crunch up in those shoulders. And then twisting to the outside plane. Gazing out past those back fingertips and checking in with these front fingertips. To do that a couple of times if I can without falling over. Sometimes that's challenging. Giving a nice twist to the body, to this outside plane, and then bringing the right hand down on the inside of the left leg for a nice twisting side aeroplane triangle on this side, gazing up past left fingertips. Giving those organs a nice hug, a little wringing out. I'm going to bring this hand around to increase that wringing out kind of twisting sensation. Reaching for that opposite hip, gazing out past the back heel. Kitty friend, either killing something or chasing something. I'm going to unwind all of that. Bringing this hand down on the outside of that front leg and straightening that leg, draping the body over that front left leg, aiming my chin for my toes with a relatively flat back, and then rounding the back, aiming forehead for knee, and then again flat back, aiming chin for toes, and chin or forehead for knee rather, and then chin for toes. Bringing weight onto the hands, bringing that foot back to meet the back foot, pressing through palms, through spine, tipping the tailbone, pressing into the heels. Let's tread those heels, pressing more to the left and pressing into the right. Bending the right knee, pressing into the left. Bending the left knee, pressing into the right. And then pressing again into both heels. Bringing the body forward again. Dropping the belly, keeping the legs together. Lifting the chest and the eyes. A little tongue stretch there for good measure. Get the whole body involved. And then I'm going to lift the hips, pressing back into a deeper downward facing dog, pressing into those heels, tipping the tailbone toward the back of the head, pressing the heart toward the earth, and then swinging that right leg forward for a nice deep lunge on that side. Giving that a nice little bounce. Alright, step forward with that back foot and hang here again. Releasing the neck, releasing the belly, releasing the shoulders, and rolling up. Stacking one vertebra on the next, just checking in with everybody again. Shake that out. Let's do some more hip swaying because that feels good. Might actually add some more Qigong-ish breathing, but first I'm going to plant both feet under both shoulders and do hip slides, trying to keep these hips relatively parallel to the floor. That changes the stretch for me out of the hip and puts it more into the abdomen and back. Sliding over to the right and sliding to the left. And one more time to the right and to the left. I'm going to bring the legs out into a straddle position and do some hip dips, dipping on the right, so I'm not as much pushing into the hip as I was with the feet closer together as I am dipping on the slow side. That puts the stretch for me on the inside of that dipped leg, dipped hip leg. Am I still making sense? And then I'm going to walk these feet back together and do that pushing into the hip just for the contrast of it. So taking weight off the left, pushing into the right hip. If you're following along, do be careful to make sure you don't pop the hip out of the socket. Just exploring that stretch and that range of motion. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of balancing. Bringing my weight onto the right. Bringing this left knee up to our left shoulders. Let's do a quick little ankle rotation. You can do these lying down. They're harder to do sitting down. Let's do medium circles. Just bringing the body all together. Checking in with all the joints. Let's go big circles. motion, encouraging the release of stress and stagnation, and the inviting playfulness and flexibility and adaptability. Shake that out. Bring weight onto the left and bring the right knee up toward the right shoulder. Relaxing those shoulders. Let's do a little rotating of the ankle on that side. Trying to stay nice and relaxed and strong in that supporting side. And tucking the tailbone under just a little bit to help keep that balance and stability through the core of the body. Medium circles from the knee. And then how about big circles from the hip? Gonna have to go check on the kitty friend. I hear her in there. Up to something. She's got some kind of critter or something in there. Big circles there. Stomp that out. Got some slow snap claps today. Clap snaps. Let's do them nice and slow. Just get body all together. My hands are still pretty swollen. That's alright. They're feeling better. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're remembering to take care of you and enjoying whatever kind of Sunday you want to make for yourself. I'll be seeing ya. Ciao for now.